with Amy, it was obviously she was very interested in more physical activity, and obviously her age was definitely a barrier in terms of progressing. She found that with the activities that she could do, she accomplished what she wanted to do, but there was no further sort of progression for her. And then we were looking at gyms, and obviously the minimum age is 18. Otherwise you have to go with like a parent. And then we found that a lot of the activities were very structured in a gym, and they weren't suited for what she wanted to achieve, like physically in activities. And with Monty, I suppose it got to a point where he needed something that was more catered and sort of structured for what he needed, as say physically rather than just say like just go hit, like sort of more than just say like a blanket activity that everyone had to do, because it's not usually the areas that you want to sort of build in, that. So, and with that, he was very reluctant to try and do something, because obviously he looked at everyone else and being able to do things, and then he sort of like measured himself against that. And obviously he was a late bloomer, and so he sort of go, well, I don't want to do that, rather than try, because he just didn't want to feel like he was failing at it. So they were the issues that I had. So there's sort of like two different type of issues. That one was more so it wasn't catered for what Amy needed, more physical than what she wanted, more physicality sort of in what she could do. And Monty was obviously, it wasn't suiting what he wanted, sort of like he needed to build that confidence before he could start doing those things. So yeah. Oh, huge, massive. Amy, she was always reluctant to try because she didn't want to fail, like that. And this has actually given her the confidence to be able to realize that she can actually achieve something. Do you know what I mean? And because of her, she can actually see her progress. Like that. It's really given her confidence, which is actually filtered into every aspect of her life now. Like that. So it's given her confidence in herself and her own abilities, and that has actually just sort of like filtered into like her friendships at school and her achievements through school as well, and other sporting activities. And so it's been a huge change in her, and achievable goals. That's what I put it down to. And Monty is actually he's realized that he can do the same thing, like he can achieve. Do you know what I mean? Like he can actually have a go, and it's okay if you can't do it straight away. You know what I mean? Like it's okay. Like I think kids feel that they fail if they can't do it straight away, and it's not actually failing. It's more the fact that you sometimes small steps rather than just like you gotta sort of build your confidence and build your physicality and stuff like that before you get to what you need, what you want, and that. And I think kids only see the top of the tree. They don't actually they don't see the stepping stones. And so by being part of athlete and everything, and just seeing that, just the small like sort of having a program that's actually designed for them, and seeing the small achievements, and all of a sudden now, like my goes, I can run. Do you know what I mean? Like just teaching him how to lift his knees and running is actually, and then like I said to you the other day, I said like his coach was just like, whoa, who is this kid? Do you know what I mean? Like it really transposed into his training, and that's why it's such a shame that it was actually cancelled this year, because he would have had an awesome year. But like he's actually going, whoa, like I can keep up with these kids and I can do these things and stuff. So that's how it's changed. It's really changed their life. That I don't think they even realize how much it's actually changed, but as a parent you can see it. You can just see their confidence building. So yeah. Amy's never had a problem with commitment, right? Anyway, that obviously from her sporting background, she's always had that commitment. Monty has had that, he has that commitment, but he also needed that motivation. And I haven't had to sort of like keep him motivated. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's actually really keen to want to do these things. You know, so my experience as a parent is obviously I've seen the mental health, like well-being and everything like that. Also, like their own motivation, their own, like building their own, having their own initiative to build their own goals and stuff, you know, like that, and actually achieve, like do the things that they want to achieve rather than us sort of guiding them. Do you know what I mean? It's sort of like, it's sort of hard to explain, but as a parent, you sort of tend to sort of offer them all opportunities, but now they're actually asking for those things, which is a different sort of like, it's just fantastic as a parent to see, because it means that they're using their own initiative and sort of working out their goals and what they want to achieve and everything, which is great. You know what I mean? It's like turning a corner, you know, which is really good. So yeah. Oh well, the confidence, massive confidence. I mean, Amy will come up and go, look at this definition. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, I mean, Monty's not so much. You know what I mean? Like he won't sort of like show it, but he loves like that feedback. Do you know what I mean? Like, he wants you to come and see him and stuff like that. And he's really, you can see, he's not sort of as out there, but you can see he's sort of like really sort of chuffed on the inside. Do you know what I mean? Like that, you can see the results and stuff and you know like that, because he's always had that measuring stick against other kids. You know what I mean? He's always been the tallest, the biggest, the this, the that, and you know like that. And so to actually achieve, and you know what I mean? So it's been great. Do you know what I mean? It's really been great. And you know what? Like, there's a lot of things that he will do, just go, his motivation is just like, oh yes, I think, but he's never ever said, no, I don't want to do it. Do you know what I mean? Like, sort of, he's always gone, yep, let's go, sort of thing, let's book it in, sort of thing. And so even though, like, with the weekends and like that, he wouldn't do anything else, he's exhausted from school and stuff, you know, that, because no, come on, let's go, you know what I mean, on the Saturday, and you know, that, really enjoyed it. And, you know, so yeah, I've never had to drag him out of bed or do anything to get him motivated to do it, which is fantastic. Whereas, say, a lot of I know you probably know yourself, like Joe, with footy training, like sometimes you just go, oh, I can't be bothered, I've had a hard day at school and everything like that. Once you're there, you're fine, but actually just that motivation to get there and start and everything like that. So and he was sort of finding that some days, especially when it's raining and cold, and do you know what I mean, like, sort of, but everything to do with the gym and the training, you know, like that, he's just been, let's go, you know what I mean? So it's great, like, he's really getting a lot out of it. And that would be all down to you and Dave, you know, at that, and Nathan, you know, at that. Just having that support, you know, at that. Do you know what I mean? Like, and also I think you and Dave, because you play rugby as well. It's great to have that feedback and sort of like, you know what I mean, just have a bit of a boys talk about the rugby and stuff, you know, like that. So you understand him, you get him, you know what I mean? Like, you get him and you can see what he wants to achieve, and I think that's great. It's like it's that individual sort of like attention to the little things, you know, in these kids, and, you know, that is what they need. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's what I said to your mum. I said, like, there's a massive gap. I said, these kids, they just had nothing. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's just structured gyms, or otherwise they're too young, you know, like that. And I said, they need this. Do you know what I mean? They need this. They need that motivation. Do you know what I mean? So they need that. If they want to do more, there should be opportunities to be able to do more, and that's what you've provided. So, which is fantastic. So yeah. Yeah, no, really good. We've probably, look, I have to admit, COVID's probably really made it difficult, obviously, for you as a business. I said, with the kids as well. I mean, Monty, not so much a fan of online and anything like that. Amy's getting used to it. I think she's been online quite a bit more often, obviously, with her cheer, and she's getting used to being online, like, so training online. like that. But just, I mean, even myself, you know what I mean, like Dave sends me texts every now and again going, how you going, and like that. And it's great that, you know what I mean, like you tend to forget the parents, do you know what I mean? Like you're always sort of looking at the athletes or things. So it's great. So I mean, like it's nice to just have that bit of support. I mean, like Zoom, but you supported them by offering, like, say, the outdoor experiences and stuff like that, and then you supported like the parents with coffee chats and walks and things like that. So you've looked at everybody involved and like that, which is wonderful and like that, because we're all dealing with the same things. And even with COVID wasn't there, like it's lovely to not be forgotten. Do you know what I mean? Like you're not just the parent of the child. Do you know what I mean? So it's great that you're actually looking at the family as a whole, you know, that rather than just the athletes that are attending, you know, that. So no, it's been lovely support. And some days when the days are really hard, and then I get those text messages going, how's things going, and like that. It's really nice. It's just nice, you know what I mean? It's just nice. It's out of the blue and like that, and it's really nice, you know, that. So no, you and Dave and Nathan and Lorraine have done a fantastic job. Anyway. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. If your child is looking for something individual, and specifically like wanting to, say, improve in a sport, or just like even Amy, like, say, work on definition. Like she was quite sporty and active and like that, but she said, I don't want to just build up my muscles. I want to define my muscles, and so children have it, like if they have a goal, they really, and it's wonderful to have that individual program as well, because then they can see their own achievements, and they can be independent in working towards those goals and like that. And it's wonderful to have that ability to be able to do that and everything. So I would definitely say, yes, have a try. Like, you know what I mean? You're not just a number. You're not just like, you don't just fit into the classes that are run at gyms and like that. You don't just have to sort of like, unless you pay a fortune for gym trainers when you're there, like that, you're basically left on your own to work through all the gym equipment and everything. And I mean, who knows whether you're doing it correctly? They don't care. Do you know what I mean? They'll show you, but then they go and then they don't really come back unless you have a gym trainer. So this way, like with having the assessments and then working through the and explain to the kids why they're doing these actual sort of like activities and things like that, and then showing them how it's building up, progressing towards different activities and like that, and so they can see it, right? It might not happen overnight, but they can actually see the changes and like that. And so then having those assessments is fantastic too, because then they can see that all their hard work that they're doing is actually like moving them towards their goal, you know, like that. And it's fantastic and everything. And so all of a sudden, what they thought was unattainable is actually attainable, but it's not like people only see, like I said, like those big jumps, and how people sometimes go into things really quickly, and then they get either they get sort of like stuck, or they get discouraged because it's too difficult, or they injure themselves and like that. So these, like the way that it's set is fantastic, and to be able to achieve what you want, but also to do it the correct way, you know, like that. And like I said, with you basically walking parallel with them and like that, so allowing them to do it, but also there to support and help if they need it and everything. So yeah, definitely it is a wonderful like opportunity to join a gym that actually has these has these opportunities to do these things. You've definitely found that gap. That was it's a huge gap in the market, like that, and it's definitely something that should be really, really expanded and supported and everything because of that fact.